We're going to look at this Baylor-Villanova matchup here next. Baylor laying 6, taking on Nova. Total 133.5 is what it opened up at. I'm actually seeing a couple of 141s, 140s available right now. Total 7.5, somewhere around that. It keeps moving up towards Baylor. So, I mean, Marco, is it as simple as Baylor or not for you in this matchup?
Yeah, it is that simple, guys. And, few weeks back when everybody was concerned about Baylor when they came back from the COVID pause and they had a couple games where they struggled. They lost to Kansas. They had a couple games they didn't cover. Everybody was pushing the panic button. I'll stick to what I said then. I think the COVID pause might have been the best thing to happen to Baylor. Got them a break. They come in here fresh. They got back to playing with enough games under their belt so that they would be tight and ready for the tournament. They avoided injuries, being laid off like that. I think this is a team, I have them in my brackets getting to the Final Four. I like them in this matchup. They're playing a Villanova team. Both teams had easy games in the first round because of their seedings. But Villanova caught a huge, huge break in their second round game when they didn't have to face a tough opponent. They got North Texas after their upset of Purdue. You get at them. They went to overtime. The big upset like that for North Texas, and you're getting them in the very next game, and you had that quick turnaround where you only have 1 day to prepare. Huge coaching edge for Villanova in that matchup with Jay Wright. I just think Villanova's not as good as they look on paper, and Baylor is much better. This is the Baylor team rounding into form that we saw during the beginning of the season that was clearly the second best team in the country. I think they roll here. Give you a little stat on Villanova. Games following where they scored 80 points or more the last 2 seasons, Villanova is just 4-12 against the spread. I'll go ahead and take Baylor and lay it on Saturday.
All right, there you go. Lay it there. And Dave, where do you go with this? This number seems to just keep going up and up and up. Is it Baylor or not for you?
No, it's not. I'm not going to lay this number to Jay Wright with this amount of time to prepare. And Villanova is as smart a team as you're going to find. They basically never turn the ball over. They've had 12 turnovers total in the first 2 games, and I don't care who you're playing. Winthrop, North Texas, whatever. 6 turnovers in the first game, 6 turnovers in the second game. You don't get extra possessions against this team. And I think they're going to contend in this matchup. Do I think they can win? No. I think Baylor's just too good for them. But the number's gotten to the point, 7.5, where not for me. I can't lay that kind of a number. It's a no play for me because I really do see Baylor winning the game, and it's not like it's 10 or something like that where I can go ahead and take the points and hope that the team covers. So I'm going to stay out of it. But at 7.5, if I had to bet it, I'd take Nova.
Ralph, are we crazy? Like, Villanova's been undervalued against Winthrop. It started with Winthrop, and it's just kind of kept going that way. Are we at the point where we're going overboard against Villanova here?
I don't think so. I'm going to say this. I like Baylor, and Baylor is my best bet for the show. Number one, Villanova had motivation because Seth Davis on national TV says Winthrop is going to win, and then the entire media on Twitter all jump on the Winthrop bandwagon. Then Marco talked about the North Texas game. I had a 5% play on Villanova. I could not understand that line of 6. Jay Wright, a national championship coach twice in the last 4 years against a North Texas coach prepping on 1 day's rest in March Madness for the first time ever. But I'm going to disagree with Dave a little bit. Not that it's not amazing you don't turn the ball over against 2 guys. Remember, their top player, Gillespie, got hurt March the 3rd against Creighton. So they played Providence. Providence is number 293 in the country in forcing turnovers. Then they played Georgetown. Georgetown is number 308 in the country forcing turnovers. Then they played an 11 seed. Then they played a 15 seed. They now play Baylor, who is number 3 in the country in forcing turnovers. On the flip side, we have a Baylor offense that's number 1 in the country shooting 41.5% the three-point shot. Villanova, number 237 on defense. I do like Baylor. Yes, the line has climbed from the opening number, but I still think there is value on the Bears at this current number. And again, this is my best bet for the show.